Hey guys, this is Undercover Dudes all the way from down under, and today we're going to be talking about Quake Champions and the real reason people saying this game is too difficult. Now before we start, I'm currently running an official giveaway with Razer, with the Razer Mamba Elite gaming mouse up for grabs. It's really easy to go and enter. Just click the link in the description below and there is a ton of ways to go and enter, like subscribing to the channel, following my Twitter and so on. Good luck to everybody and let's get right into the video. It's been known for many years that Quake in general is a very difficult game series, and therefore people go and point to this as the main reason why Quake has never really taken to mainstream. While this is, to an extent, a valid reason, as people want easy to pick up games, you can't just point towards the difficulty of Quake as its downfall, as there is many difficult games out there that are very popular. The real problem with Quake Champions is instead the painful process of actually going and picking up the game and first trying it, the initial introduction and learning phase, which is basically non-existent. A few people argued in my previous videos that Fortnite doesn't hold your hand, but it really does. The mechanics of the game are realistically extremely straightforward and just put straight in front of you. Shooting, building and looting is very simple, straightforward and intuitive, but mastering these is very difficult. You can hop in and have some fun if you want, but if you want to consistently dominate every single lobby, you have to be amazing at every aspect of combat and building, and that's how a multiplayer game should be. Quake is similar, but different in a key aspect. Yes, the mechanics are more difficult, and yes, the game is more skill-based, so it takes more time to learn these mechanics, but the difference is that the tools you need in order to actually succeed at playing Quake Champions is completely hidden from plain sight. These being strafe jumping, circle jumping, rocket jumping, buff timers, what quantum protection does, so on and so on. They are hidden from plain sight, and a new player that hops into the game will have no idea how to actually play Quake Champions because they haven't been given the full toolset. So let's go and break this down, and my first point is that these tools are actually really simple. It's not hard to strafe jump, it's not hard to circle jump, it's not hard to rocket jump, it's not hard to go in time of the buffs, but realistically, the mastering element of this game is combining all of those tools together, along with map knowledge, along with aiming, along with champions, and that's the reason why this game is so difficult and so hard to master. But the problem is, when you first boot in, the game only goes and gives you the tools that you would need for, let's say, a basic military first-person shooter. The only things that are actually explained in that very basic tutorial is basic movement, which is useless because WASD jump very simple, the different weapons, which is again useless given that it's very easy to work out what each gun does when you just play the game, and to a small extent, the champions. This would be fine if Quake was simple like a military first-person shooter, but it's not. They show you some basic stupid stuff, they dump you into a few bot games so you feel good, and then you get put into a casual match where you get dominated and rage quit the game, you uninstall and never play it again. If you've never played Quake before and you hop into Quake Champions, you will most likely quit. And I don't blame you. It's not fun getting smashed over and over again, but what's even less fun is only being told 5% of the story that you actually need to know in order to go and play this game properly. To actually go and get a half decent idea of how to go and play Quake Champions properly, your only choice is to go and watch YouTube videos. But you don't even know what you should know, so you don't even know what to Google. In Fortnite, the tools are there right in front of you, so you just Google how to build, how to loot, how to shoot, because you don't know how to use them, but you know what you have. So how are you going to Google how to strafe jump if you don't even know what strafe jumping is? This is the reason why Quake Champions continues to have a small player base. The game sets up new players to fail 100% of the time, and it's by far the biggest pain point of the game. Simply, if you're a new player, you are set up to uninstall the game because you are not given the tools in order to go and play it properly. I don't care about how OP LG is, or how OP Death Knight is, or how broken this or that is, or the removal of sacrifice or whatever. It doesn't matter. Even champions, they don't matter either. None of that matters. The real problem with Quake Champions is staring everybody in the face, but nobody can go and recognize it. The game gives the new players just the basic tools and says, here, play against 10-year veterans and good luck. And people expect these new players to keep playing Quake Champions, to say, oh, just keep going through it. Why would you keep going through it when you're not told the whole story? And why would you keep playing if you just keep dominated and you've got no idea why you're being dominated? Now, some people would agree that this is actually good, getting dominated over and over again, and I would agree if the game gave you the full set of tools to fight against these good players. At the moment, it just feels hopeless if you're a new player, and it's obvious that Bethesda and the Quake community have no idea this is the real reason no one is playing their game. 1. From levels 1 to 10, or whatever, have an option to play with people in that account range. It works. Bad people versus bad people softens the learning curve of learning a new game. Now yes, there will be people on new accounts or whatever that are smurfing, but in general this setup goes and helps. And yes, the player base is not so good at the moment, but it's stemming from this issue, so you have to go and make the first step and go and try to solve it. Let level 1 to 10 be with bots as well, so people can go and get into games quickly. It's trying to go and make the experience really nice for the player when they first hop into it. With that said, also have the option from account level 1 for the player just to go and hop into a casual match, like we can do right now. And if they want to go and get dominated from day 1, they can go and do it. Or if they've played Quake before and are a Quake veteran and they're just hopping into Quake Champions, for the first time, let them go and do it because they already have the skill set available to go and really work the game how they like. Point 2. From levels 1 to 10, have tutorials unlock at each level or every few levels that explain the more intricate game mechanics. If you go and dump 10 tutorials on somebody at the start of their Quake Champions experience, of course they won't go and do them because it's tedious and boring. Introduce the mechanics bit by bit. Have the basic movement one, then they go and play a game. Then strafe jumping, then another game so they can go and practice it. Then maybe circle jumping, then maybe 2 games so they can really go and try to combo it together. Drip feed in the information so it goes and sticks, especially when they have the opportunity to go and practice it in the next game. Incentivize these tutorials with maybe a permanent champion unlock after you go and complete all of them. Something to go and get them in the door if they're an especially stubborn player. It doesn't even need to be in-game tutorials at this point. Have video ones while the match is loading, who cares? Just something. Rainbow Six Siege has tutorials, very in-depth tutorials. Why doesn't Quake Champions? And they go and incentivize as well, so you really want to go and actually try out these tutorials just to learn about the game. Point 3. During this period, also go and give the player the opportunity to skip these tutorials, but also the opportunity to come back to them whenever they want for an easy to access tab. If a player skips the tutorials, rushes into the normal queue and gets absolutely dominated, they will very much know it's their fault for being dumb and not learning what needs to be learned. If a player wants to go back and watch the videos again, let them easily do it. Let this information be out there so people can go and really soak it up. Point 4. When the player is finally forced into the big wide world of account level 11 and are versing the big dogs, they now have a fighting chance. They have gone and learnt quite a lot for at a time, but it's a process rather than just dumping a lot of information or just not giving any information at all. They have got the weapons now, the metaphorical weapons, that go and actually have a chance. So when they go and die against these good players, they're like, hey, they went and did this. Maybe I can go and try to go and do that in the next time that situation comes up. But also, just keep the tutorials flowing every couple levels. Make sure the information is really easy to go and access, and so people can just go and learn more and more and more. Have champion tutorials in-game as well. Links to in-depth YouTube videos from creators like Frothy. Jesus, just hired a man at this point actually, because he explains the game concepts so well and has better interaction with the community than Bethesda themselves. Overall, my message is very simple. Bethesda, actually set up your game so new people can go and play it. It's a lot of fun. Quake Champions is a fantastic game, but it's terribly painful to go and play if you're just used to Call of Duty and Fortnite, those type of games with relatively simple mechanics, but you still have to go and put a little bit of time into them. But this game just has a skill set that people just not used to. So go and give those players a hand. Now the next question we have to go and ask, will Bethesda actually go and do anything that I just said in this video? And I guarantee no. Since I left back in mid-2017, there has been one tutorial, and that's a very basic one, and it doesn't really go and show off much about the game as I talked about before. There has been no video tutorials, no guidance, no help. Just focusing on some arguably very cool stuff, but stuff that is completely irrelevant to the people that are just playing your game. It's a free-to-play game. If it was a pay-to-play game, fair enough. You don't need these tutorials, whatever, because the people that are playing it would have played Quake before, but You made it free to play. Therefore, you want more people to go and play your game. Why are you not doing anything to go and help these players? You just chuck them into the fire and say, if you can go and make it out, good on you. Now, is this whole video burning my potential bridge with Bethesda or whatever? Yeah, probably actually, because I've said some things that are arguably not very nice, but it's damn obvious what is wrong with a game if you haven't been playing the game that regularly. Like, I don't play games that regularly at all because I'm a full-time university student. So when I go back onto Quake and I realize, damn, I didn't actually know that very well. How can I go and learn that? Oh, have to go to YouTube. Oh, is the game gonna go and tell me anything? No, it's just gonna go and push skins in my face and all that type of stuff. So it's very obvious to me what's wrong with the game, but it's probably not very obvious to them. And no one's been saying it, so I thought, let's just go and say it. And hopefully maybe the news was delivered a little bit harshly, but that's what you gotta go and do sometimes to go and get your point across. And hopefully, I got my point across today. Now, I doubt what I suggested in this video will actually go and happen to make a difference, but I love to be proved wrong. And you know what else I also love? For you to go and enter my Razer Mamba Elite giveaway. Link in the description below. But other than that, it's Undercover Dudes all the way from down under. Out.